record of 24-1, having last fought in July when he successfully made his first title defense. Mancini was from a family of boxers, and his father Lenny had been training him since childhood. From an early age, Ray vowed to win a world championship belt for his father, an honor that Lenny had been unable to achieve due to injuries sustained in World War II. He won his first NABF lightweight title against Puerto Rican Jorge Morales in May of 1981. After the ninth round ended, the referee decided that Morales had had enough boxing for the day.
This is the next step. To me, this was a world title. There's only one higher, which is world, but to me, this is it. And I'm going to keep this belt because the world title goes to my father, but I'm going to keep this one.
2 months later, he defended his title against the experienced Mexican fighter Jose Luis Ramirez. Ramirez went into the fight with an impressive record of 71-4.
Damn!
But in the end, he was bested by the rising star and lost by unanimous decision. In October of the same year, Mancini fought for his first world title. His opponent was Nicaraguan veteran Alexis Arguello, holder of the WBC and the Ring lightweight belts. Alexis had already 72 professional fights on his record, with 67 victories. Arguello was a 3-time world champion, and this was his first defense of his newest title. In the first half of the fight, Boom Boom was able to cause a lot of trouble for Arguello, and took the lead on points. But in the second half, Alexis used his greater experience and turned the tide of the fight. In the 14th round, he inflicted the first defeat of Mancini's career by TKO. This fight was chosen by The Ring and ESPN as one of the most spectacular fights of the 1980s.
Well, that's the one that he...
No. This was his first loss. That's why I said this one. This one Alexis Arguello, this may be.
Nearly 3 months later, Ray recovered from the defeat and returned to the ring to score 2 victories, one of which was a defense of his NABF lightweight title against Julio Valdez by TKO in the 10th round. In May of 1982, Boom Boom fought again for the world title. This time, he defeated Arturo Kukin, was born in January of 1959 to a poor family with many children. He grew up on the streets and was known locally as a bully. At the age of 17, Doug Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas expected to see a one-sided fight and a victory by their favorite, Mancini. But Ray himself said in an interview that he was expecting the match to be a tough one. The fight almost entirely took place with the fighters at close to concede and continually pushed one another to find a weakness. In the first round, both fighters were active, but Duck Kim was more accurate and took the round due to a great number of significant punches.
Up top. His main focus is the body, though.
The South Koreans were more successful, but Ray began to pick up the pace and carried out several successful attacks with hard hook combinations.
See his shit covering his shit.
Then you go up. You go to the body, then you go up. Yeah. And then you go. He was putting that on him, though. I thought he was going to win this fight. Hold it up.
Throwing them bitches. But he's trying to get the body back, but it's too late. See? Oh.
The 6th round started with Ray pressing, but Duck Koo stopped him with a pair of good left crosses. Then, at the end of the round, he landed a fast and powerful attack to Ray's body.
These are fights back then, man.
In the 7th round, both fighters delivered many good strikes, especially to the body, but the round went in Kim's favor when he pinned Mancini near the ropes at the end of the round and brought down a hail of blows.
He can't even stop them bitches. See them hands down, covering that body. He got that back bent like that. Damn.
Although Kim was looking good early in the fight, by the 12th round it was clear that Boom Boom Mancini looked fresher than his opponent. His footwork was better, and his punches were more accurate. Ray delivered an uppercut to Kim's chest, shocking him and causing him to stumble to one knee.
That's
Kim
what it, yeah.
quickly got to his feet before the referee could call a knockdown. Until this fight, Kim had never boxed beyond 12 rounds, and his exhaustion was becoming more apparent. After the bell in the 13th round, Ray pounced on his opponent. Kim could do nothing but defend himself for nearly an entire minute.
Championship rounds is 12 rounds and regular fights is 10. After this.
The end came at the very beginning of the 14th round. When the gong sounded, Mancini headed straight for Kim and landed a sharp left hook. It was abundantly clear that this blow shocked the South Korean boxer. Mancini followed the blow with a right cross to the head that knocked Kim down. Falling, Duck Koo hit his head hard on the floor of the ring. He clung to the ropes and drug himself to his feet, but the referee saw that Kim was unstable and called for an end to the fight.
With his mother and father, Ellen and Lenny Mancini, and Ray Boom Boom Mancini, I just cannot believe that you expected to get this kind of a fight from this young man. Jim, if I told you I did, you ain't gonna believe me, but I did because I knew I planned on a long fight. Everybody didn't know about it. I saw films. The guy was very, very impressive. Tough, rough, hungry, determined. It was the worst kind. This kid got a tremendous chin, great, body puncher. He's going to stay in there, and I expected a long fight. I expected him to go into the later rounds. I did. In my mind, I prepared that way. Put it that way.
A few minutes later, Kim collapsed into unconsciousness and was immediately rushed to the hospital. Neurosurgeons performed an emergency operation to remove a hematoma from the Korean fighter's brain. But all their efforts to save his life were in vain. Kim died 4 days later without regaining consciousness. Tragically, this was not the only death that resulted from this now infamous match. 4 months after that fateful day, Duck Koo Kim's mother committed suicide. And nearly a year later, still tormented by guilt over Kim's death, Richard Green, the referee for the match, also took his own life. Ray Mancini blamed himself for Kim's death as well, and at first wanted to leave the sport. His friends later convinced him to return to boxing, telling him that the outcome of the fight was only a tragic accident. Despite fighting sporadically throughout the rest of the 80s and into the early 90s, Ray Mancini was never the same carefree fighter that the public had known before. After this incident, the various world boxing organizations began to institute reforms to better ensure the safety of the fighters. Fights were changed to a maximum of 12 rounds, and the standing 8 count was implemented as a referee judgment call. But perhaps the most important reforms came in the form of more extensive pre-fight medical examinations. Before the Kim Mancini fight, fighters would simply have their blood pressure and heartbeat checked.
What you think
Since
gonna
then,
happen from
before
that?
each fight, boxers have been required to have an MRI brain scan, an electrocardiogram, and lung scans. The official weigh-in procedure was also shifted earlier to give the boxers more time to make weight. One of the reasons for Kim's death was attributed to the extreme measures he undertook before the match in order to shed extra punch.
Already, look,
If you enjoyed
already
this
the
video,
tape
please
is
drop us
going
a
to be
like. Leave
it's
a
breaking
comment
up.
below
minute,
and
that's
click
what I was
the
gonna
bell
That
to
tape
turn
is
on
already breaking up. So now you
won't
practicing
miss our
the
new
rip
video.
through that glove.
Also,
That glove
if you
ain't
aren't
shit now.
subscribed
Who's
yet,
that motherfucker
please
name?
do so, as it really helps us to
motherfucker-
develop the channel.
They put
See
shit
you
on
next
like
time
motherfucking
in the
like
ring.
a cast.
Yeah,
plastic
like
carrot.
a real,
Yeah.
with extra shit on,
And
with cement on that bitch.
yeah, and during the course of the motherfucking fight, it was weighing motherfuckers down with a
On to the next whale. It was back to the whale. It was back to the drawing board for Boom Boom Mancini, a defense of
Salute.
his
Y'all
North
wanna post
American
this? Make sure
crown
y'all like and
against the
subscribe.
Julio Diablito Valdez.
Share it.
Showing no mercy in the 10th round. He stopped Valdez to defend his title.